Good morning to each and everyone present here. I, Dr. Sandeep Kumar Bansal, on behalf of Ramesh Institution of Vocational and Technical Education, Greater Noida, welcome you all in the webinar entitled Leadership in Higher Education. Today, we are fortunate to have Professor B.N. Sinha sir with us. It is my privilege to say few words about Professor B.N. Sinha sir. Professor B.N. Sinha sir is working as a professor in pharmaceutical chemistry at Birla Institute of Technology, Mesra, Ranchi. He has did his graduation from St. Xavier College, Ranchi, Bachelor of Pharmacy from BIT Mesra, Ranchi, Master of Pharmacy from IIT BHU, and PhD from BIT Mesra, Ranchi. He is having vast teaching and research experience of more than 26 years. He is having more than 125 publications to his credit. His area of interest is drug discovery, methodologies for natural and synthetic leads, teaching and learning strategies. He has visited a number of countries and having collaborations with the renowned institutions at Germany, France, Switzerland, Austria, Indonesia, Singapore, and UK. Beside an academician and a researcher, Professor B.N. Sinha sir is a great philosopher and a mentor. So with these words, I welcome Professor B.N. Sinha sir and request him to grace us.
Whether I'm well connected to each one of you in your system, with my system, because at times we have some technical problem here and there. But certainly, hopefully, our technical aspects will support us to interact with each one of you from different places, as I came to know from our convener, Dr. Janendra Jan and Dr. Bansal, that many of you are faculties in technical institutions of Uttar Pradesh or maybe in and around. So really it's a very nice occasion that I got this opportunity, because now we are used to it, because for last 2.5 months, maybe more than that, we are using this technique to teach our student, interact with our student, taking Viva, arranging Viva, PhD Viva, and this and that, So thanks to all this. And coming to our point, as I was assigned this job to talk on leadership in higher education. Friends, I tell you, it has not been my area. Basically, I'm a pharmaceutical chemist, medicinal chemist, whatever you call me. Practicing these for last 36 plus years. But I tell you, while taking care of the Office of Internal Quality Assurance Cell, in quality improvement program, and many other occasions I got in my professional career, what happened? These quality issues, pedagogical concept, and all these issues became very important, and practically it has become second love for me. And many a times people have encouraged me to talk more and more. And this is how I got engrossed gradually more and more. And with my experience, because in your professional career, at the end of the day, your personal experience matter a lot. Irrespective of whatever position you are holding in your institution, maybe you are assistant professor, associate professor, principal, head of department, whatnot. Everybody should have very focused ambition, because that gives you an opportunity to progress. You should have a very well planned path, I should say, roadmap that takes you ahead. Having all these things in my mind, I have taken this title of Leadership in Higher Education. I'm sure who is assistant professor, her or his next desire, next wish will be to become associate professor. Next to it, next to it. So this is very important. Who knows? We have many of you tomorrow's academic leaders in form of principal, director, vice chancellor, whatnot. The concept which I am going to share with you, my dear friends, it is not, it should not be taken that it is meant for pharmacy teacher or engineering teacher. I think this is a philosophy. This philosophy is applicable to a nursery teacher, to a managing director handling 5,000, 10,000 people in his or her industry, an institution, an university, all these places. Because it's a philosophy. It's not a do's and don'ts of any institution or any industry. So let us go ahead. How do you think that this higher education? You can read it. Most of the slides are self-explanatory. Maybe I can be placed before you, and you should read it very, what do you call, quickly, so that we could finish our discussion within time. In higher education, we must understand few key performance indicators. Performance indicator, in all the institutions, we have many programs, career advancement scheme, etc., where you all are familiar with the performance criteria, indicators. Besides achieving excellence in education, you see, your academic, your degree, your MTech, MPharm, PhD, it's one side. Your personal skill, added skill, is on the other side. And many a times I tell you, my dear friends, that weighs more than your academic credentials. And with the help of that, you will find that you get ladder to climb up, because that added skill do wonders. So after achieving all the qualification, this is high time to set your goal to attain all these things. Train effectively yourself, because we in the system need to train effective managers and leaders. Leaders, they are not born leaders. Managers, they are not born. We make them manager, we make them leader. We make ourselves manager, we can make ourselves. It's all the way you have to introspect within yourself. That is very important. That is very important. What are the key issues? If you feel like you have learn, innovate, and perform, these are three wonderful words which we should never forget. If you are a teacher, if you are an administrator, every minute, every second, many a times what happens? Many of us in our society, we feel that, or we start practicing Aham Brahm Ashmi. I hope you understand. I'm, everybody can hear me? Yes? Hello? Hello? Bansal, can you hear me? Hello, Bansal? Hello? हाँ जैनेंद्र, सुनाई नहीं पड़ रही है? हाँ. Okay, 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 okay. हाँ, मैं थोड़ा सा रेसिप्रोकेशन चाहता हूँ, नहीं तो मेरे को पता नहीं चलता है। हाँ, ये किसका दिखाई पड़ रहा है मेरे सामने? ये बंसल है, मधु सिंह जी हैं और डॉक्टर साहब। बंसल को आस्क टू अनम्यूट। हाँ,
Oh, yes, sir.
बंसल
Oh,
can,
yes, sir. Yes, sir.
okay.
Yes.
Okay,
Please, sir.
just it
Please.
is, because this is my habit, I
Yes,
keep
sir.
checking whether my audience are getting my
Yes,
voice
sir.
clearly or
Yes.
not, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Please.
so I think it is clear, right? Thank you. So what I was talking, that this is how we have explained our higher education. So we need to understand. What are the key issues? The key issues are learning, innovation, and performance. They are very closely interrelated, intricate, and a good blend of these three key issues will lead to excellence. If you look at the theory, if you look at the literature, you find academic leadership, administrative leadership, and organizational leadership. Here I limit my discussion within academic leadership. When we come to leadership, everybody has got his or her own style of leaders. I tell you, my dear friends, tactical leadership. These leaders, these kind of leaders, focus more on the present than on the past. Many of us belong to this category. Strategic leaders focus more on future than present or past. And exemplary leaders envision the future. They have a lot of roadmap about the future. Maybe our forefathers, our ancestors, our politicians of the country, when our country got freedom in 1947, they must have. Those leaders should be placed among exemplary leaders. Gradually, you will find you can match these points with many of your leaders around, and you will find ultimately you will be able to assess your performance and map your performance, that what kind of leader you are trying to become. Everybody wants to become impactful leaders. Impactful leadership. Impact, you know the meaning of impact. Impactful leadership is rarely about knowing all the right answers. Leaders, they are not supposed to know all the right answers or guess the right answers for the future. Rather, they should leave a legacy. I hope you understand the meaning of legacy. They should be have capability of asking powerful questions. They should have capability of engaging colleagues. And you see, I have underlined this engagement of colleagues. At many institutions, I happen to visit in India at least more than 100 institutions for some inspection or something or other. At many places, without naming, I tell you, I have seen the head of department, principal, or whatsoever director, they have a small corner in their institution and they are talking to one or two. They are taking decision in one corner and trying to circulate among the mass, and immediately they are not very comfortable. This creates a lot of administrative issues because we are looking for producing, for training a good leader. So engagement of colleagues is very, very important in our administrative outlook. And all these things lead to change the institutional culture because you are going to be a change maker. We want to make you change maker. We don't want to go with the convention. But we must be careful about certain activities which are not required, which are not desirable, and they don't give good result. Aggressive management style, bureaucratic management style, lack of sensitivity, towards a staff, underline, non-participative approaches to decision making. Many places I have seen, okay, chalta hai yaar, theek hai. You know, this kind of approach will never lead you to excellence, neither or your institution. So you have to participate. You have to join hands with the people if you want to do something around. Effective leadership, I have tried to, recapitulate personal integrity. I have made it bold. Personal integrity, my dear friends, we are lacking in our society. Personal integrity, unless we have personal integrity, probably we will never prosper. Maybe you can prosper for some time, but that is not permanent. So permanency requires your personal integrity. Introducing change through consultation, supporting the existing culture. Supporting the existing culture. If I join an institution, which is 20 years old institution, unfortunately, I have joined as its director or head of department or whatsoever, and I feel that I am one of the best director or principal. And I have seen many places, people have given a statement, what your institution was doing in last 10 years. Was it a jungle Raj? You see how arrogantly one statement I heard. Why don't you believe that where you have landed, this institution is 20 years old, you should bow your head to all your predecessors who has brought this institution, who have run the institution for 20 years, due to which you have got this office and you have to take further ahead. This is a very, very unwarranted, undesired mindset. It's a philosophy of mindset. If we correct our mindset, I think the whole thing will be taken care of. Influencing organizational culture to support change. You have to affect your organization culture. Many places I have seen. These are all very, very personal experience. That people they are either scared of, they don't want to involve, and that's why they are simply soldiering the old culture, no innovation in the age of strategic innovation. You are talking innovation, but you are being carried away by all those things. That's really important. You see, many a times people have got confusion between leadership and management. Very simple. Managers do things right. Underline it. Managers do things right. Leaders do right thing. I hope you all are so educated, my dear friends. You are able to understand my spirit. Managers see their role within an authority. Managers are having limited approach within a hierarchy. They react and control risk, hopefully. Managers seek and follow direction. I told you they have got limitations. They guide and coordinate. However, all leaders need good managers. We cannot be a leader unless you have got good managers. Now, it is your capability to choose and select good managers with open-mindedness, not guided by caste, creed, and color, regionalism. That okay, this colleague is coming from my state, so I should do. No, please look into the talent, look into the skill that will help you. Leaders work on the system, not in the system. Managers are working in the system. I get my point. Leaders create or seize opportunities. You have to create opportunities. You have to grab the opportunities. You have to change the organizational rules. You have to inspire. You have to energize. Every second you have to inspire, and your inspiration will come out from you in form of very good energizer. You will energize people. Leaders coach and empower new leaders. Very important underline, I have underlined. If you are a leader, don't restrict others to become leader. Again, it happens in our society. Very bad practice. By the way, if I got a post or something here and there, we start thinking that nobody should come over here. I should remain as long as I am here on this earth. That is a very bad aspect, I tell you. You must participate in producing next generation leaders. Otherwise, what will happen? A vacuum will be created. And this vacuum will take the institution in the reverse direction. Leading leaders. We have leaders. Among leaders, we have few leading leaders. These leading leaders lead those people who are smarter, more talented, and sometimes more powerful. My dear friend, you all are so powerful. You all are so educated, maybe very smart, but if you want to take over, you have to act over and above with your humble attitude, with your good proposition at every level of organization. You don't think that your position will do some charisma. Charisma will be done by your will and skill. I give the best example of our present Prime Minister. Don't you agree with me?
Yes, sir.
He has will and a skill. Will and a skill looks very simple, but you must have. You must have. University leaders, we are talking about academic leadership. University leaders build relationship. My dear friends, your HR, don't think that HR is the department to be taken care of by MBHR who has done from IIM Ahmedabad or here and there or your IMT Ghaziabad or so and so places. You have to have a good HR manager. That is very important. Bansal, I think everything is fine.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes,
Very
sir.
good. So far, I talked about the leaders and their activities. Leaders should not forget that they are leaders when they have their followers. They should be equally responsible for their followers. Leadership is a relational process. Only considering the leader constitute a vast and incomplete group. If you keep talking about leaders, certainly it will be a vast approach. You cannot remain leader unless you take care of your staff, your followers. That is what I want to discuss in my next slide. You should know what are your followers. Who are your followers? I'm sorry. You must know very well. Do you know that what challenges they have? Don't overlook their challenges. You put yourself, the best way to understand one's problem is put yourself in his or her position and try to understand. Many a times you are principal, you have got punching system, you have got this attendance system, that attendance system, your staff is coming late, something or other, this excuse, that excuse. You remember you should always mind how to behave, how to take care of, what is the extent of talking to certain in a different manner. Everything is important, and how it is going to define your success, because everything will depend upon your success depends upon all these components. So leadership, you are a good HR manager. And the essence of leadership lies in all these 6, 7 activities. To name: direction, integration, mediation. Mediation, very important. We have to settle leadership conflicts. Education, important, because you are going to teach educators. You see, teaching uneducated is very easy, but teaching educated people is very difficult, very difficult. And you are going to become a leader. You are going to become a leader of those educated people. Representation, you have to represent. You have to create trust. And this trust creation, which may be the last component, is very important. And that remains, that becomes part of your legacy. This capitalizes your leadership. The moment you have developed trust, you have inculcated trust amongst your people, probably you are successful. Leadership is a contract. What are the contracts? What are the contracts of leadership you have to sign? You sign the contract for a job. You sign a contract for taking a house. You have to sign a contract to assume leadership. Leadership is a decision. Make it. Leadership is a community. Connect with. Leadership is an obligation. A step up. Leadership is hard work. Get tough. It is not an easy task, my dear friends. It's very difficult. The way I'm trying to make it simple, it is not that simple. But it's our commitment. We have made it. We are making it. Every moment we are making it. Right? Coming to a component which is called administrative effectiveness. How to achieve this kind of effectiveness in our administration, due to which you become a successful leader. Effective leaders demonstrate high responsibility. You have to take a lot of responsibility, but low control. If you start taking high control also, it is going to create a lot of anomaly, my dear friends. Accept responsibility and don't pass the buck. You take the responsibility, but for the failures, don't shrug it off upon your juniors. Maybe you might have heard some story of many scientists that after a lot of failures, somebody got success. Then, while getting all the failures, he came forward that I failed. When he got the success, he did not came to announce. He did not come outside to announce. Rather, he sent his juniors to announce that success, the team has arrived at success. Why? Because the success due to which it was there was given to juniors to announce. This is how you are building trust. Because many a times in our society, we suffer from a disease. Man, I think all of you are coming from, Hindi as well as Hindi background. This man, first person singular number. In administration, it's a very, very dangerous word. I is the least important word. Rather, it's a small letter, because everything should go in first person plural number. We, आप सुनते होंगे, मैंने ये करवा दिया, मैंने वो करवा दिया, मैं नहीं रहता तो कल इंस्टीट्यूशन बंद हो गया होता. This philosophy of मैं first person singular number creates a lot of problem. So share appreciation, cite example, hire good people and let them do their job. Seek consensus, take opinion. You put your proposal and ask, what's your opinion? There is no harm in taking 10 opinion. But many a times, many of us, we are so arrogant. We are so, what you call, sadist, that we want to impose ourselves on the system. How long you can impose, that is not permanent. I have few concluding questions to you, my dear friends. Concluding means I'm not going to conclude my lecture. I'm going to conclude a particular subtopic. Do you see yourself as an academic leader or academic administrator? Answer should be yes or no, that you know. Have you ever thought about your vision of academic leadership? Suppose tomorrow you have become a vice chancellor of some university. Have you made your roadmap? How we are going to take the university ahead? You should know. How do you define and frame power within that vision? Whatever vision you have, how do you frame your power and vision? What responsibility do leaders have to act as equity change agents? Leaders are equity change agents. You should know. These questions should be answered by each one of you, because you are all tomorrow's leaders in different institutions, in different industry, different colleges, whatsoever. Supporting colleagues interested in leadership. Senior leaders can be passionate about the institution and the opportunity to make a positive difference. Be supportive at times. You support, I told you earlier, you support your colleagues to develop leadership among. I have dozen of examples. Maybe you might be having many examples. You get a student in first year, and the same student you observe in final year. If you have given a good mentorship, probably he or she might have transformed into a very sharp student, a sharp leader. Leader, not in bad sense, I'm talking in good sense. At the same time, bad becomes worse also, good becomes best also. So it is all your mentorship, my dear friends. We are mentor, and we have to be in touch with mentor. This is what I have learned in my 36 plus years of career with my students. Many a times people say, appraisal, you submit your appraisal. Jokingly, I have said, you don't ask me to submit my appraisal. You take my appraisal from my thousands of students who are here and there. You talk to my students. They are the best judge. They are the best referee for me. What else? Engage in frequent discussion to promote potential institutional leaders. Repeatedly, I'm asking you, I'm not asking, I should not word this word, I'm advising you that please be in touch with your people so that leadership gets promoted. Because many times it will create backward. Provide opportunities for mentoring your colleagues. You place your colleagues on different committees. Invite your colleagues to participate in different projects. You would offer maybe some career advice. Invite them on dinners. Invite them on tea. Discuss with open mind, with open heart. That solves many of your problems. That's good. Provide opportunities for coaching. Consider both formal and informal coaching. Invite respected senior leaders to act as advisors. Many a times what happens? You have got a post and you know that your seniors are around in that city or in that college or maybe in that locality, but you're trying to overlook them. That okay, their days have gone. Now I'm the boss. Vachanam kim daridram, मेरे दोस्त, वचन से दरिद्र नहीं होना. You pay respect, you will get ample respect. You pay respect, you will get ample love. So you don't avoid your seniors. Invite on some occasion. That will make you a real good leader. Your leadership legacy. How do you want to be remembered as a leader? It's a big question. What kind of impression you are going to leave on your institution? What kind of impression you are going to leave on that college or industry or organization where you are so-called a leader? That is your legacy. That will define your legacy. Now, I will try to change the mode of my discussion, because I told you this is a versatile discussion, applicable to a doctor, to a pharmacist, to an engineer, to a professor, to a teacher. But what I understand, I am talking to many of you who are teachers in different colleges. Suppose you are a teaching profession. So whatever profession you have chosen, I ask you a few questions. In any profession, particularly because since I am from the pharmacy profession, many a times we have been asking this question in meetings with a student, like whether you have joined the profession by choice. The same question is applicable to all the professionals. Answer will be the different answer will be there. Whether you have joined your profession by choice or by compulsion. Because I tell you, as a professor in pharmacy, I have got the very frank answer from my student. Sir, I joined by compulsion. Because my choice was medicine, I didn't get, so I joined by compulsion. But I apply this concept everywhere in all the professions. Or it is a stopgap arrangement. This is third proposition which I have been giving in various QIP lectures. Because when I talk to my young teachers who are 30 years old, 30 plus minus, they have given very frank answer that no sir, it's a stopgap arrangement. I'm looking for a job in Ahmedabad, in this industry, that industry, for the time being. Then I said, then how long you will justify? Because if it is a stopgap arrangement, probably I should not talk, I should not give much of my philosophy. Irrespective of your choice, compulsion, or time pass, every moment should be used to progress, to continue with your development. Because whether you are a teacher, professor, industrialist, or whatsoever, you should be a lifelong learner. Philosophy. It looks philosophical, but we all are. We all are. This lifelong learning involves a lot of practices. And these practices are very helpful for individuals to develop and maintain the quality. Quality of what? If you are a doctor, if you are a surgeon, quality of surgeon. You are a pharmacist, quality of your professional skill. Here, if I am talking to 200 teachers, you must sharpen your teaching a skill. And sharpening of teaching a skill will make you good academic leader. These are all interrelated issues which can be achieved by continuing education, enhancing professional practices, and supporting achievement of their career goals. Career goal is very important to decide in our life. When I was a student of B Pharm, as you have seen my profile, I did my B Pharm in 1981. You see, the foremost goal was that I should get M Pharm. Those days we had only few selected good institutions in 1981. Fortunately, I got admission at Banaras Hindu University. That was my first wish. Every moment I was dreaming to get a good M.Pharm. So this kind of career path must be very clear to you, and it may be in terms of short-term path, long-term path. Short-term path, it is all our learning, day-to-day business, what you are doing. Long-term, it should be very clear. Down the line, 5 years, 10 years down the line, what kind of situation you are expecting to be with, what kind of position you are thinking to be with, that is important. But all these things can be achieved only with your quality intention and quality practice. Quality word has become so common in our society that everything you want of quality, whether it is a cloth, you go to Raymond's, you go to Louis Philippe, you go to here, you go to there, because we need quality. It should be a quality product, branded. These words have become very popular in our society. Children want to what they take only branded, branded shoes, branded clothes everywhere. Education, quality education. Institutions are labeled. I see a lot of advertisement. We are providing quality education. Have you gone inside? How you are defining quality education? We must define. Let us define. If you forget to see, if you don't look into the statement, the totality of characteristics of an entity, anything that bear on its ability. Here, entity, your entity, and your ability to satisfy a stated implied needs. What is the need? Good education, a student satisfaction. So you are the entity. I'm talking about your ability to satisfy the implied needs of our student. In a very simple equation, quality is nothing but a ratio of performance and stakeholders' expectation. So you increase the performance, quality gets increased. So we are responsible for our performance, and the result will be a stakeholders' expectation. Who are the stakeholders? Our students, our alumni, our industries, our college, our parents. They are our stakeholders. These days, many of you might have worked for NBA and NAC, etc. This kind of feedback has become very important. Day before stadium only, NIRF, it has come. All of you might have seen what kind of ranking has gone to different institutions. And you look into that. These are very quality issues which you are responsible for. Here I bring another sub-domain of our leadership, which I put under a small umbrella. I call it a small, but it is such a big umbrella that we retire. Even then we are not able to understand. What is it? Pedagogical concept. We all are pedagogues. Pedagogues are nothing but whether you are practicing pedagogy. And this good pedagogy, quality pedagogy, ideal pedagogy is very inherently linked with our academic leadership. You take example of IITs, IIM, this institution, that institution, you will find, excepting few exceptions, I should say, you will find a very good cohesive interrelationship between our pedagogical concept and our leadership. Pedagogy, it is needless to define, you all are very well versed, you are teachers, you understand the term has come from Greek pedagogus, you are leader of a child, it has come from Negro's days and all. Let us try to understand. It's art or science of being a teacher, pedagogy. It's science or theory of education, and a strategy of instruction or a style of instruction. These are the key factors of pedagogy. And we have to come to the expectation of our stakeholders with regard to these key factors. You see what happens? These yes. So here, what we believe about pedagogy, think of what best we can teach, why we teach based upon what we know about what our subject, and how students learn. These are indirect questions which are being asked in our, what do you call, NBA. Many of you might have undergone NBA accreditation. You must have done a lot of homework with your POs and POs, COs. So all these things are related to teacher. What is teaching? Teaching is an art. It is not reading and reproducing. It's an art of communicating a message with impact on audience. Many teachers don't care about it, what impact they are leaving on a student. They simply go to the class and do their job and come back. That should not be the way. Teaching is a process intended for learning by inducing a behavioral change, my dear friends. Behavioral change. I tell my students, after my lecture, even if I could sensitize your interest in subject to the tune of 10%, I will be the happiest person. Similarly, when I give a talk, I request my audience, I talk to my people. So if I could sensitize your interest in the subject, even to 5-10%, probably it is worth. Teaching flows. Teaching is a flow of thought. It is a continuous process, having no interruption. Ideally, what I'm talking, sometimes it is difficult to achieve, but let us try. I tell you, nobody is perfect on this earth. Nobody is absolute. Nothing is absolute. But of course, we must take a baby step towards achievement of absolute. Teaching dimension. Teacher and taught development is mutual and vice versa. I tell my students, when you are coming with something, I learned many things. It is not that if you are a teacher, everything you know. What to talk about these days, even olden days, many a times, teacher and taught, they learn from each other. This statement is very true when you come to research lab. Every morning, evening, we sit together, we discuss something. I learn something. I give some advice. I tell my PhD student that if you are registering for a PhD, don't think that I know much about the subject. I don't know anything, my dear friend. The only thing I will share my experience with you. And I will tell you that if you go this way, you will fall in a ditch. If you go this way, you will go to a mountain. I can tell you only this much. But you will have to go on your own road, own path. So don't think that you will get a ready-made PhD thesis. Every morning, evening, we have to sit together and we have to fight with the problem. Because if you are ignorant, I'm also ignorant. Let us work together. Then one result comes. Many times a student take it granted that if I have joined the person, okay, thesis will be ready-made. No. 3 no. We have to work together. We have to slog together. That is very important. A student's management, very important aspect. A lot of a student revolution, what you call a student problems, institution, university. Don't throw the blame on the student for your reasons to create an impact. Many a times we teachers, many of our teachers blame the student. You know, they are nuisance. They are the trouble creators. But we don't look into our own thing, what we are doing. Students are immature, lesser skilled, emotional, but we are mature, more skilled, and composed. Why you are comparing? It happens. Look into it. The best way to control the student is by giving them best lecture. Real time advice. If you're really good, your lecture could sensitize your student. Your lecture could be of immense help with their day-to-day problem. Real-time advice. I think you are going to be a popular teacher. A popular teacher is going to be groomed in tomorrow's academic lead. So, I assume, what to assume, I know, as you all are, many of you are teachers. I told you initially, whether a nursery teacher or teacher in a pharmacy college or university or Noida or Rameez, whatsoever, you are a multi-actor. You are a multi-actor, not a mono-actor. Multi-actor, very, very, very difficult job. How? You have to act in so many ways. You are a facilitator, you are assessor, planner. Planner, two examples, curriculum planner, course organizer. You are resource developer. You are role model, my dear friend, role model. Huh? I've seen many times, particularly it is true for our young colleagues, right from the day one when they join the institution. Many institutions, they don't look into that, what kind of what do you call a skill that particular faculty has joined with. The simple thing, you send him or her to the class. This is again a bad practice. We should have, for a school teachers, you are giving a training, B.Ed or M.Ed or whatever. For college teachers, for engineering college, pharmacy college, why don't you give this kind of some preliminary induction, orientation? This is what advocated in certain continuing education program. I'm happy to say, I was associated with the CEP of Pharmacy Council of India because President nominated me as its chairman in 2011-12. We had series of meetings. We postulated many formula, and ultimately it was introduced. I don't know how effective it is going to be, but certainly the aims and objective was to update, train, groom our newcomers or our middle cadre people. So this is very important because we have recruited teachers who are multi-actors. In order to justify our multi-acting skill, you must be a good communicator. You must be an open-minded person. Flexible attitude. Non-yielding नहीं होने का. We are not police wala. You have to punish a student. Don't punish your student that they break. You are simply a mentor. You try to correct. In our institution, we have got many correct ways to correct the student. They did some mistake. We gave them 2 black dots. They are scared of. After some time, they did another mistake. We gave them 5 black dots. And you cannot participate in training and placement activities. You cannot participate in society activities. They are half broken. So don't act like a you are going to, you are not going to hang the student. You are not going to hang your employee. You are not going to hang your staff. You have to correct them. You have to bring them on the correct path. That's very important. You should give good guidance to your mentee. You all are mentors. You should give a good answer, honest answer, approachable. Don't behave like an IAS officer. I have seen. I have seen in many institutions, sometimes many teachers, even in my institution, your institution. A professor is sitting inside the chamber and 10 students are waiting outside. And I was passing. What happened was, I'm waiting for the professor. He told me that to wait for half an hour. And professor, either he is sitting on computer or doing some WhatsApp, God knows. You see, what do you want to show? What do you want to show? You be approachable. The students, they have some problem. Talk to them. Solve it. You are not an officer of secretariat that you are sitting behind the curtain, keeping your peon outside, that you know, don't let anybody come inside. No, this is not a good, what do you call, quality of a teacher. Be supportive. Good listener. A good speaker should also have good listening skill. You should permit two-way process. Teaching is always a two-way process. Many times you see, we go to the class, we keep talking and talking and talking without understanding or looking into the student aspect, what they are getting. It is not one-way process. I will, after 2 slides, I will show you. It's a two-way process. Believe in it. I tell you, I guarantee you will get good answer. I mean, you will get very good success. The success rate of this kind of two-way process is very high. Empathy. Share your feelings and understand others' emotion and feel. Be human. Ability to probe and challenge. Willingness to debate and discuss. These are all qualities of your, multi-actor. Realistic expectation. Good organizational skill. Many times you will find they are superimposed. These qualities are being superimposed from leadership quality as well as from a good mentorship quality. Excellent teacher practitioner. Knowledge and experience of mentees of new area if you are embarking upon. Organizational routines, procedures. Enthusiasm. Optimism is very important. Everybody can hear me? Bansal? Bansal? Hello? Okay. Okay, fine. Okay, fine. It's going on fine, huh? Right? हाँ ठीक है, मैं कर रहा हूँ.
हम लोग को अनम्यूट कर दीजिए सर प्लीज.
Okay, कर दिया.
यस
Okay, so you see, enthusiasm is very important. What I was talking, you must be enthusiastic. Enthusiasm, optimism. Don't suffer from pessimism. Pessimism is hazardous. Look forward. Many times, the students come to me very frustrated. Sir, I'm not getting product. What to say? Jokingly, I say, then close down everything and go somewhere. They start, what you are saying, sir? Why you are so hard talking, you know? You have put 2 reactions. You may need to put 20 reactions. Patience, perseverance are very important. It is very important. Should offer range of teaching and learning technique. Offer. Empower the mentee. Help the mentee. They are all a student. You are on the helm of affair. Take decision. Control situation. Be spontaneous and resourceful. Provide leadership to a student. Leadership is an art of persuasion, not of domination. Leaders should not be dictator. Leaders should be good persuader. Simplify, exemplify, and elaborate. Perform this business. Analysis of a students and self-performance. Important. Try to understand pulse of the class. Important. Pre-lecture planning. Don't go to the class blank. You should have valid knowledge, guidance, ethical principle, keeping a student interest in mind, professional obligations. Should not be ambiguous, no ambiguity. Perception of lack of credibility, very bad. Certain risks such as hostility. Hostility, what is the Hindi of hostility? Something like enmity. Why should we be hostile? We are not enemy of our people, our staff, our students. Provide necessary latitude and breadth. Give them freedom. That's why I told you, flexible. Your competence, conceptual diagnostic knowledge, theories and methods, knowledge, orientation towards change management's role, relationship management, and overall, you need to act congruently. You know, congruence, everything meeting at one point. You are standing there, you have to be a congruent. In other words, you became a multi-act because all the dimensions are falling on that 0, 0, 0, X, Y, Z, all the 3 dimension 0. We have a golden triangle which gives a very good gist of our discussion. This golden triangle tells you about our teaching and learning actions, assessment, which is indirectly related to output. Each one is interrelated. And we have to be very, very, thoughtful and attentive towards all these to achieve this golden triangle. However, philosophy is very easy, but we must be careful about our limitations as well. Accordingly, we take some decision. Teaching in classroom using chalk and talk is one-way flow. Teachers often continuously talk for an hour without knowing a student's response. And that's why I told you, let it be two-way process. There is insufficient interaction with the students in classroom. I hope you all agree. More emphasis should be given on theory. I mean, it is given on theory without practice. Practically these days, it is giving, creating little problem. So this is how we can define our class time management. This is a very ideal situation if you plan like this and if you divide your time like this. Probably you will learn to understand how much students have retained, because our aims and objective is to make our student retain, understand what we are talking about, what we are giving, the material, etc., etc. So this is a very ideal situation which we should practice. We should try. It doesn't mean that many a times teachers say, sir, if I follow this, probably I will not be able to complete the course. Who is saying, what do you mean by completion of the course? Completion of the course doesn't mean that you write each and every topic on the blackboard and you go on the thing. You give opportunity to a student to go and prepare, read themselves. That is equally important. So I hear and I forget. I see and I believe. But when I do, I understand. I think we should go by the philosophy of Confucius. Some sense of humor is very important, my dear friends. Many of our teachers, they have been very serious, because when you see them, you are afraid of. Probably that kind of personality is also not very favorable, I tell you. So this is important. Willingness to change. The moment you are having this quality, willingness to change, you will have hope to progress. And for all these things, because I told you, we are not born leaders, we are not born teachers, we are not born quality professionals. We need to undergo training, and training leads to competence. That's why I wanted to define training, which is an element of competence. Training, you understand, it's process to provide and develop knowledge, a skill and behavior. Why? To meet requirements. That leads to competence. What is competence? It is demonstrated ability to apply knowledge and skill. Ability. You become able after undergoing a training. You become able to utilize your skill. Then people will call you competent. So, but in order to practice this, we must go by this 5S theory. 5S theory is very important. Sorting, segregation. Systematic arrangement, we should practice in life. A speak and stand, neat and clean. Serene atmosphere, self-discipline. You can look into it. I tell my students, you take to your hostel room. You take me to your hostel room. I will tell you your character. Just looking the way my student lives in his hostel room, I can extrapolate the character of my student. You talk to a student for 5-10 minutes, you will be able to extrapolate his or her behavior. You have to be thoughtful, but with all common sense. Everywhere common sense should be applied. But my dear friends, common sense is something which is very, very uncommon in our society. Many a times we don't follow it. Don't follow it. So training, I define training, acquisition of knowledge, skill and abilities. In order to train ourselves, we have got n number of methods, methodologies. But here I introduce, maybe it might have been introduced by many other teachers, many other philosophers or educationists earlier also in your professional career. If so, let it be a repetition, or maybe you can find something new. I'll be happy. This is what I call meta-mind training. Please read it. Meta-mind management is a behavioral science that provides a philosophy, model framework, and methodology for personal and professional excellence. This is what we want to achieve. This is what we want to achieve, what I have underlined. Using what? Using psychoneurohapiology. Hapiology, it's not a branch of something as we say biology or geology or this. This is hapiology. Ultimately, we all want to become happy. Happy in our life, happy with our profession, happy with our family. Practice it. That is very important. These are the 5 principle of metamind management, uh, which are productive, enduring, habitual, holistic, and controlled. We have these 5 segments working together, and all these 5 segments, I tell you, equally applicable in a kindergarten school, in a higher school, in an engineering college, in an industry, wherever you apply for. I happen to undergo a very descriptive, what you call, exhaustive discussion at Administrative Staff College at Hyderabad, where few managing directors, professors, vice chancellors, all were there. I was also there, and I got a lot of good exposure that these kind of things should be practiced. It is being practiced by administrators across the different departments, administration, universities, institutions, everywhere. This metamind management is working. So, how do you feel? How do you think? What you say, what you do? We have control. We have to control. We have to have an interrelationship among all these that will lead to excellence. That will lead to excellence. And it is all governed by our mental patterns, mindsets, behavior, skill set. How? You must have heard Six Sigma. You must have heard. You must have heard other quality parameters, ISO, several other quality parameters we have. Here I talk about double sigma. You are a teacher, you can understand. You can understand the quality of your class, whole class. At the same time, you can understand the quality of a group of a student in a class. At the same time, you can understand the capability of an individual in a class. You can plot, and you can understand. And at this point, you can apply a concept called syndicate. We have a method called syndicate learning. If you float a problem in class, I tell you, nobody will stand up to answer your question. But if you float a question among 5 students, probably after some time you will get an answer. This is called syndicate learning. This syndicate learning is working very fine these days in many institutions. I understand. Teaching a skill, teaching models, and teaching relationship. Teaching relationship is directed towards teacher and taught, and getting a good reflection is a good flavor of our teaching capability. That is a real good blend of all the pedagogical concepts. However, we have some challenges. We must try to keep ourselves updated. Be careful about your integrity, I told you earlier. You are dealing with students coming from different background. Yeah? Different background. A lot of challenges there, my dear friends. I know. I have gone through. I have been hostel superintendent for about 15 to 17 years in my life in BIT hostels. And I have met thousands of students coming from variety of background. Maybe 10, 15 years back, one student came with a revolver, Variety of a student. But you have to be very tactful, cool. You are a good manager, you are a good leader. They come with the anger, they go with a pleaser. This is what you need to understand, you need to develop. And it can be developed only with your trust and personal integrity. Time management, you know very well more than me. I think all of you are very familiar with Bloom's, what do you call this category, I mean this thing, business, this Bloom's learning, different label, these things are being taken care of from different, what do you call, agencies also, our regulators. But these are very important to just, it may be a repetition for you all, but it is having a look in a different words is important. This Bloom's taxonomy, what has been put under here, These are very important in our day-to-day career because our cognitive skill must be very strong to evaluate, to synthesize, to analyze, to apply. Even these days you are setting papers using these Bloom's taxonomy. What portion of the paper is having this? What portion of the paper is having this? When the people are coming from NBA, they are asking these type of questions. I see Bansal is smiling because I think he has worked for the NBA and he is very well aware with all these things. Many of my friends whom I am not able to see must be aware about this flavor of our what we call accrediting agencies. For all these things, self-awareness, self-management, social awareness, and relationship management are important. So, a small sub-conclusion. We teach not to produce little living libraries on a subject, but to get students to think mathematically for themselves, to consider matters as an historian does. You have to do like this. As a historian, Itihaskar, Itihaskar, to take part in the process of knowledge getting. Knowing is a process, not a product. Knowing is a process, not a product. In order to achieve, we must practice several aspects of excellence, which we do teach under MetaMind management, MetaMind training. Knowledge, goals, emotion, cognition, delivery style. I will elaborate certain points here. Alternative teaching tools. Your knowledge, with regard to knowledge, you must take care of all these points through conference. This is also a knowledge. You are getting a lot of different aspects from different people through seminar, webinar, this, that, So you have to keep yourself very updated. Participation in Indian conferences abroad, here and there, wherever you get opportunity, you are adding to it. And your goals must be very clear, no rambling, no loosely talked, structured flow, clear goals, smart goals. Smart is very important, smart, S-M-A-R-T. I think you all are familiar. How do you abbreviate S-M-A-R-T? You should have a good mind map. You should know exactly what you are saying and what it will mean to them. We should be very, very careful. Why? When we are talking to our people, we are talking to our staff, we are talking to our students. All these things add. You must have a good rapport, and it is well balanced with your influence. Unless this rapport is directly proportional to influence. So you have to be very careful, very careful. You have to break monotony. Don't be monotonous, not even in class, not even in office, not even in organization. You have to be lively. You have to create lively situation around you. We know their heart. Establish this kind of thing you have to. All these things you have to be application oriented. Give real time, real life example, maybe logical, sensible, relevant. All these things will help you to achieve these kind of things. Ultimately, what do you want? Try to win their heart. Try to win their heart. If you could do that, probably everything is over. But saying is very easy. Getting results, it is very, very difficult. But what is harm in practicing, my dear friends? Let us practice. And maybe, I don't know, after many, many years, if I be around, we'll meet and we'll see, we'll discuss. I'm very happy to interact with all of you. That is with what do you call? Your delivery style is very important, and it goes by Bhag theory. Bhag is visual, auditory, and kinesthetic. I hope you know visual, you know auditory. Kinesthetic, they believe in doing something, then learning. I do. Third principle of Confucius. Voice, in BIT, what we are practicing here, When a new teacher came, we had to have a meeting. We five, six people were there, old timers, and we are sitting together to understand his how he writes on the blackboard, how he talks about, how what is his body language, etc., etc. In other words, many of our junior teachers they said that it was a big ragging, sir, the people had done when we had come over here. Actually, it was not a ragging. It was a very interactive mode of understanding our people who are joining our institution. Many of us don't write properly on blackboard. Many of us don't use proper words in our class. Many of us don't use proper body language in our class. Everything adds to your academic personality, academic leadership, and what you call your managerial leadership, etc., etc. You look at this fever, I mean this what you call figure, this training in different direction, writing from introduction, trainer, programmer, all these things, these activities are there in our day-to-day life, and each one is having impact on our career, impact on our profession. You have 10 accelerated learning keys. You look at, I'm not going to read it. Big picture, positive emotion, relaxed attention, sensory channel, multi-intelligence, clear goals, no negative self, positive esteem, reflect and review. It's these days you are getting a lot of messages in your WhatsApp here and there. So it is not new, but be focused. Be focused. I think it will add a new dimension to your personality. This VAC theory to what you call elaborating the VAC theory, visuals. You see, about 30% of us are visuals. Auditory is 25% and kinesthetic 40%. Kinesthetic believe in doing things and understand. So this is important. Visuals see the word, auditories hear the word, kinesthetic feel. These facts are for us also. It is for pedagogues also. It is for leaders also, managers. At the same time, it is for our followers also. If you could understand yourself, and if you could, at the same time, if you could understand your follower as well, I think you are going to beat the drum. But many a times in system, we understand. If we understand, we don't understand other, because we keep ourselves aloof in a one-room chamber, and we don't talk, we don't discuss, and that creates a lot of problem. That leads to break-even. That is important. So here I bring this softer skill. I think you must be having many softer skill sessions, but just to repeat, softer skills. What do you mean by softer skills? Maybe a little different in my words. They are all a trait. These activities, these qualities, if you have together in a bundle, in a bunch, you call it softer skill. You should be very rich. You should be very rich with all these soft skills if you really want to become academic leader in higher education. Soft skill complement hard skill, which are technical requirement of the job. These soft skills are very important. You should be having good bank balance for this soft skill. We have many soft skills which are looked into us, into our employer. We just go on reading these things. I'm not going to read it quickly. I have crossed the time also what Dr. Janand Jan has given, but I will take another 5-7 minutes. Leadership, I highlighted leadership because all these things lead to leadership. All these qualities one should have as a teacher, as a student as well, because when employers are coming for the campus, they are also looking, sitting in four corners while floating a topic for group discussion. While talking, one person is taking personal interview, other two are sitting in the, because I have been taking care of training and placement in my institution for many, many years. I have observed the psychology of recruiters. They do all these things. They understand, they look into it. How do you influence? What is your research skill? What is your organizational skill? These are very important aspects which should be taken care of. And of course, these days, computational skill I have added. Computational skill has become very important, very, very important. This lockdown period again has added a new dimension to our computational skill. We have become more expert in organizing these things. And every morning, evening, we are interacting with our students. From tomorrow, we are starting our B Farm Viva, M Farm Viva, PhD Viva, all online. I don't know how to manage timetable. I will be able to do that. Anyway, so this is all these things are important. You have to be, all of us, either we leaders or teachers or whatever you call it, or a student, belong to these four categories. Either we are drivers or express or amiable, whether we are having amiable style or analytical style. What are these actually? Drivers, you see, these are the qualities of drivers. They think before you open your mouth. Talk in bullets. These people are drivers. Look into it. Expressive people have these kind of qualities. Expressive people, lots of energy, very friendly, articulate, enthusiastic. You just look into it, introspect, and find it. What are the qualities? What are the activities you do, your student do, that will be mapped? Amiable people, they are very sensitive people, responsible, little reserved, won't delegate easily, concerned with relationship. They're very emotional type people. Huh? What about fast change? All these things are there. Analytical people. Analytical people, they are fond of data, quantitative. Unless you give them a lot of what you call data, they will not believe you. So, and these analytical people are resistant to change. They go by convention. They go, oh, it was not being done. 5 years, when he was the principal, he was doing like this. Many times, I have come across while arranging meeting with my people and all. You see, 5 years back when he was HOD, he was doing this, he was doing that. I told them. When Jawaharlal Pandit was the prime minister, it was being done, it was being done. Let us talk about Modi ji, man. Let us talk about Modi ji. What happened, that is not the time to discuss. So these are the ways, we have to discuss. So ultimately, these MetaMind management revolves around your values, beliefs, qualities, skill, and attitude. And these five domains are guided by these subdomains: qualities, discipline, passion, confidence, responsibility, efficiency, beliefs. What are the beliefs we have? I'm responsible for my life. Nothing is impossible. I'm always stretching, growing, and adapting. You have to teach. In other words, many a times I have heard these things in a different word from Brahma Kumari ji also. You see, the same thing. I'm not a big man, I'm not a big philosopher, but the same thing comes in a different manner, from different corner. That is very important. So, good interpersonal and communication skill do wonder. We have to be open. We have to get best of it with using our good communication skills. What are the communication skills? Because if you are a good, effective communicator, you will enjoy yourself, and even your audience will enjoy. While talking, these are the points we should be careful about it. We should not talk egocentric language. Don't touch the ego of someone. Don't exaggerate. Don't deviate from the subject. Don't use any objectionable posture. Huh? That is important. Unwanted words. Communication is integral for any relationship, be it at home, with friends, or at work. Research has shown consistently that a deficiency in this skill can absolutely ruin your relationship. If you lack communication, it is going to spoil your relationship at home, in office, in class, in organization, everywhere. So, it is very important. Uh, Communication is never one-way process, of course. When other person is talking, be patient, pay total attention, etc., etc. These are all simple. This is important. We have 4 communication wavelengths. Level 5, very simple. How are you? Have a nice day. Very formal. Little closer, we talk about something, some serial, some current affair. Means you spend some more time. Communication. Little more close, little closer, further. You exchange your facts and opinions. Ideas. Then naturally you are little closer to the person. Then another level is where we exchange our emotion and feeling with our family, with our friends, and the peak communication we have with our intimate friends, spouse, and children. Now we have to decide which level of communication we are with our staff, our students, our faculty, our people around. That makes you perfect. So, a teacher, an administrator must be a super effective multitasker with eyes in the back and sides of the head. This was the philosophy. I think you all are familiar with this phrase. Nothing to repeat, nothing to repeat. But the only thing is, great leaders, great teachers should be great inspirer. You have to practice. You have to practice. Now, my dear friends, while talking all these things, while putting some thing in your system, the moment you place an order, the moment you take a circular, what happens? The immediate reaction which comes from our people, not acceptance, non-acceptance. This principal is very bad, the moment he has come, he is doing this, he is doing that. This director is very bad, So what happens? The immediate denial comes. Because the people around you, they are used to certain culture. If you are trying to put some new culture, some innovation, nobody is going to accept. But this is natural phenomenon. Don't get disheartened. After denial, the next step will be confusion. They will be confused that this Vice Chancellor, what he said, I think it is correct. The former one was, he was creating problem. So this kind of thing is there. So the whole mass will be in confusion. Whole office, whole department will be in confusion. After confusion, it will be a renewal stage. Means partly agree, partly disagree type situation will be there. But I tell you, my dear friends, you all leaders, if you believe in yourself, good innovation, good integrity, and all those philosophies which I have already shared, it will lead to contentment, satisfaction. So this, and of course, this is a plot between stress. This stress and this stress goes down with time. So ultimately, You are here, but ultimately you travel to here and you are satisfied. You are satisfied. So, my dear friends, I told you a long history, or maybe a story, I should say, about the community we belong to, the profession we have chosen, that is about a teacher, professor, what do you call, uh, uh, change maker, or leader. In other words, so many words, so many phrases, so many adjectives we had. So this picture I found, he is a teacher. You see, this teacher is nothing but a big tree, and these are all branches. So a teacher should have a hand, a helping hand, an encouraging hand, a guiding hand, firm grip, administrative arm, and flexible across cultural curriculum and school activities. So it's a big tree. you know when you see this picture, are you not afraid of? You are afraid of, but we have to we have to have we have to have a vision. X-ray, don't use X-ray machine. You should have this X-ray machine within you to understand. You should have 360-degree eyesight. That is important. You have to understand your people crystal clear. I know this bundle. I don't know how many of these qualities, these practices I have achieved. I have another 3 years to retire, my dear friends, from my profession. Let us see, every morning, evening, I'm putting my best effort to achieve something more and more, more and more in our professional career. So being a teacher is not so easy. Being a leader is not so easy. You need to have a lot of sacrifice, lot of hard work, lot of commitment with full integrity and trust. My dear friends, I don't know with how many I am connected. I'm very happy to welcome each one of you to my university. This is our Birla Institute of Technology. I don't know how many of my old students are connected with me in this session, but I feel so happy when my people come and meet over here. And really, this is my open invitation to each one of you to come down, discuss, interact, visit, and let us do something together to change the society, to do something around it. Just behind this building, we have our small separate building of Department of Pharmaceutical Sciences, where we have all this curriculum we are running. So apart from this, we are having 800-acre big campus, housing all the engineering department, different sections, etc., etc. Many of you have come over here. So maybe it may look little nostalgic when I show this picture to my students, particularly when I go abroad. When I show this picture to department, I show the picture of laboratories, etc. Also, they become so happy to see the old labs they have worked. Now they are working in very high-tech lab in European University and American University. So these are all my rewards, my dear friends. Whatever I feel, I feel very happy to go around. Because recently, 2 days back, I was talking to one of my students. He was of our 83 batch student. I taught him in 83, 87. Now he's a big professor, in USA University. He told me, he said, "Oh, sir, you are having infantile memory, you remember me." How do you think that a teacher will forget his student? I remember your name. I remember your name. You are Rahul Maheshwari. You are this, you are that. This is our home. We feel rewarded. This is our lifetime achievement. IPA gives lifetime achievement, APTI gives. But I tell you, these are our lifetime achievement award. We are happy. Thank you so much. God bless you. I'm very happy to interact with you. If I can be of any help in future, please be in touch. I am available on this mail. Thank you. Thank you so much. God bless. I'm available for any question. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Your words really enlighten us, and it's good for me after 15 years I'm listening to lecture. So I request my principal, sir.
Maybe from audience, if somebody wants to interact.
I am audible, sir.
Yes, you are audible. Maybe if audience side, how can we know that if they are interested to some
Yes, sir.
question?
Please make. I request my principal, sir. हेलो सर, मेरी आवाज आ रही है?
बिल्कुल आ रही है दयानंद जी।
सर, जो जो लेक्चर जो सर सबको अनम्यूट कर दिया क्या? हेलो,
हाँ मैं सुन,
हाँ,
मैं आप लोगों को सुन रहा हूँ।
जी सर। सर एक्चुअली बैकग्राउंड में कुछ डिस्टरबेंस आ रही है। हेलो,
हाँ सुन,
हाँ
बोलिए।
जी सर। सर आपका तहे दिल से सर धन्यवाद। आपका लेक्चर सुन करके सर एक चीज हम लोगों को बहुत अच्छे से याद रखनी होगी, जितने भी कलीग्स हैं, जितने भी पार्टिसिपेंट्स थे आज के सेशन में। आपके अनुभव से सर हम लोगों को बहुत कुछ सीखना है।
नहीं, मैं ये कह रहा था जनेंद्र
जी
जी
सर,
कि अगर आपके कोई पार्टिसिपेंट अगर कोई बात करना चाहे तो कैन वी कनेक्ट, अगर इन केस कैन यू नो दैट इफ
सर एक्चुअली चैट थोड़ा सा डिसेबल्ड है, लेकिन अभी इसको करेंगे तो सर मैं फिर भी जो भी जितने पार्टिसिपेंट्स हैं सर, इनकी जो भी क्वेरीज होगी सर हम लोग डेफिनेटली इनको टेकअप करके फिर दोबारा से इसको करके रहेंगे।
हेलो प्रमोद जी।
ओके,
हेलो,
आपका जो सर सेशन है,
हाँ सर याद आया,
सेशन
धर्म पापा से बात करना चाह रहे थे, मेरे धर्म पापा से बात करना चाह रहे थे। हाँ मजा निकला।
हेलो,
उनका फोन आया।
यस सर,
मैंने किया था
तो
टू
आपका सर,
पार्टिसिपेंट्स,
यस सर,
टू पार्टिसिपेंट्स रेज्ड हैंड।
यस सर। एक्चुअली लेकिन अभी इसमें चैट बॉक्स जो है वो हमने सर डिसेबल किया हुआ था।
ओके ओके ओके।
तो इसमें सर जो आपका सर अनुभव है सर 36 साल का, वो हम लोगों के लिए सर एक आशीर्वाद की तरह है। और जो चीजें सर जो आपने अपने सेशन में शेयर की है हम सभी टीचर्स के साथ में, हम सभी लोगों को सर अभी अपने आप में बहुत सुधार करना है। और इस सेशन का जो एक निचोड़ है, जो एक एब्स्ट्रैक्ट है, वो मैं इसी रूप में कहना चाहूंगा कि सर हम सभी लोगों को अभी बहुत कुछ सीखने की जरूरत है अपने टीचिंग प्रोफेशन में, लीडरशिप प्रोफेशन में। मैं प्रिंसिपल हूं सर, एक लीडर हूं, लेकिन जो 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 स्लाइड्स और जो प्रेजेंटेशन सर और जो सीख आपने आज दी है, मुझे भी इसमें बहुत कुछ सीखने की जरूरत है।
थैंक यू सो मच।
तो सर इसके लिए सर आपका मैं तहे दिल से सर धन्यवाद करता हूं, हमारे इंस्टीट्यूट की तरफ से, हमारे डिपार्टमेंट की तरफ से और सारे पार्टिसिपेंट्स की ओर से। और मैं सारे पार्टिसिपेंट्स का भी धन्यवाद करता हूं सर कि हमने 2 दिन पहले ही सर डिसाइड किया था हम लोग आपका सेशन अरेंज करने के लिए, और 2 दिन के भीतर जो है अच्छे खासे पार्टिसिपेंट्स इसमें ऐड हुए और सर बहुत अच्छा सेशन रहा। मैं सर धन्यवाद भी करना चाहूंगा जूम का क्योंकि टेक्नोलॉजी की वजह से जो है, टेक्नोलॉजी की वजह से सर हम आप लोगों से आपसे कनेक्ट हो पाए।
बिल्कुल बिल्कुल,
जी सर, जी सर, जी सर। और यही सर हम सब लोगों के लिए सर आपकी तरफ से ये आशीर्वाद होगा कि हम सब लोग भी वो सारी चीजें सर सीखें जो आपने बीआईटी मेसरा के अपने 36 साल के कार्यकाल में जो है सर सीखी। मैं बहुत ज्यादा तो सर समय नहीं रहा बीआईटी मेसरा के अंदर, लेकिन सर जितना भी समय रहा मैंने आपसे सर बहुत कुछ जो है सीखा है। और जब भी आपसे सर मिला हूँ, जब भी मिलता हूँ आपसे, तब हमेशा कुछ ना कुछ नया सीखने को जरूर मिलता है। और आज भी ऐसी जो प्रेजेंटेशन है उसमें भी सर ऐसी कई सारी चीजें हैं जो हम सब लोगों को अपने अंदर लानी है। और इस बात की पूरी कोशिश होनी चाहिए कि अल्टीमेटली सर जो गुरु और शिष्य की परंपरा है
वो कायम रहनी चाहिए, समय चाहे जैसा भी हो।
बिल्कुल बिल्कुल।
जी सर, जी सर। तो सर,
थैंक यू सो मच।
जी सर, आपका तहे दिल से धन्यवाद सर। और
Thank you so much.
यदि
Thank you so
आपकी
much.
परमिशन हो तो सर मैं अब ये मीटिंग एंड कर सकता हूँ
बिल्कुल
सर?
बिल्कुल। थैंक यू सो मच। गॉड
थैंक
ब्लेस
यू
यू।
सर, थैंक यू सर, थैंक यू सर।